It's finished. Fulham 1, Spurs 2. Shock, shock, shock. Last minute winner from Harry Winks. Let's get some views from some Tottenham and Fulham fans.
It was awful. Like the game, we could have got something from that point, and just at the end, just fucks it up. Like Christie not tracking back. Ream was awful. It's just like heads just drop. As soon as we concede like a goal, it's a fucking. It really is a liberty. I can't believe it. I'm speechless for words, because the fact that we was in it for a point, you know.
Why is Rico holding on to the ball? Why is he not holding on to the ball? He grabs the ball from, I think it was that shot, I can't remember who it came from, and then he just chucks it long down to Mitrovic when there was 30 seconds to go. Why is he not just holding on to it and seeing out a point? Why is he risking to try and go out for the win?
There's no communication between the defence. You can see that, can't you? I mean, surely tactics would say to hold on to a ball and just keep hold of it. Keep hold of it. Even if the keeper does get a yellow card, it's a point. You know, we're now 7 points off safety. It looks near enough impossible to survive now. It's heartbreaking, it really is.
Well, I let this game slide as in because it's Tottenham and we can afford to lose it, but I feel like if we don't beat Brighton, it's all over. And I don't, like, personally, I love the Championship, so I don't really care.
Well, I mean, I've been trying to be optimistic, you know, all season, coming down here every week and mostly away games, trying to think positive, but now it's just getting to the point where I'm getting really pissed off with some of the play that's going on. I mean, I can't. It's heartbreaking because I love the club and I'd like to see us be in the Premier League and maybe just another season, but it really looks highly unlikely that's going to happen. And Babel, credit to Babel, some positives out of the game. I thought when we signed him, I was like, what the fuck's going on here? But he got on that pitch today and he gave 110%, and I can't lack that. Mitrovic as well. Cess, when he came on, he done well. So yeah, them three players I was impressed with. But Christie, I'm Christie's biggest fan, as most of you know. He was poor today, very, very, very poor. Cabano, when he came on, he had little spells where he thought, yeah, you know, he's doing well, and he made quite a lot of silly mistakes. Ream, awful. All game, awful.
Yeah, it was Ream's mistake for the first goal, and
second.
yeah, it's Rico's fault for the second. I blame Rico for it.
Yeah, but it's hard to be like optimistic now. I mean, I was looking forward to like a point. I know I'm being a bit what's the word, delusional football fan, but a point I would have been really happy with.
So I thought my thought was that even though it was 1-0 up, we were holding for it and we didn't even score the goal ourselves, and there was no desire to actually score. Do you not think? I think that there's not enough team spirit, togetherness, and I just think that something needs to change. I don't know what needs to change. I don't think new players can change it, because I thought Ryan Babel actually played well. I thought Schürrle shouldn't be playing. Shows no work rate. The whole game was in our half, and it's not acceptable. I just don't understand why they held on for the 1-1, didn't push for an equaliser, for a winning goal.
No, I disagree. I think, why did we push on for a winning goal in the last minute of the game when we should have just clearly held on to that ball with Rico and seen out the game to finish 1-1? It would have been a very, very good point.
No, in that situation we should have held on, but for the majority of the game after the goal, they showed no desire to get a goal and be 2-1 up.
But do you not expect that, because we're playing against a top 6 team who's going to dominate the ball and overturn the ball every time we come forward? We were second best throughout the whole game, so when they do score, they're obviously going to have the impetus to go on and win it. So do you not understand?
No, I understand what you're saying. They're, you know, better than us in a high position in the table, but it shouldn't be about that. I've seen in the games against Leicester, could have easily won that. Against Wolves, we could have won that. They're better teams, but at home we should be winning our games, not losing or drawing. You know, when are we going to win if we're not going to win today? It's not.
We can't win away from home either.
Exactly. So, you know, I don't think it's looking good, and I don't know what will happen, but I can't see anything good coming out of this season, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I see the Championship as a great league. I love the Championship.
Yeah, I love the Championship, but I think Fulham belong in the Premier League. I think we're a great club, and I just don't believe that we should be in the Championship for our whole life.
Lauren, we've lost in the last minute. How heartbreaking is that?
Well, seeing as though I'm married to a Spurs fan, it's exceptionally heartbreaking because he's going to taunt me when I get home. But before the game, I thought it was going to be about 5-0. So I'm actually really pleased with how we played in the first half. People were playing really well. I was having a conversation with my brother how Seri wasn't actually, I think he was actually really good. However, I think in the January transfer window, I think Seri and Christie is one of the two players I think we should maybe look out for transferring out possibly. Yeah, I think Seri, he gives the ball away quite a lot. He makes a lot of mistakes. It was Adoy's 100th appearance today, so I think he actually played really well. I really like Adoy. Luckily he didn't get any own goals this time, which is really good. But the second half, that's where we let ourselves down. Again, we did something very Fulhamish and let in a goal in the last 10 seconds. I think we should have gone to the corner, just kept it. I think we should have tried to just get the draw rather than going for the win. But I think we were just playing a bit selfish there and trying to get the win because obviously Spurs didn't have their two main players, obviously Son and Kane, so I think we were just trying to push our luck and I think we went just a bit too far.
Yeah, you mentioned that we should have just played for the point. I mean, with seconds to go, Rico had the ball in his arms and what he decided to do was just pump it long field to Mitrovic. Yeah. And that's where the game was lost because we just lost the ball straight away. Yeah. Why didn't he hold on to the ball?
I'm not sure on that thing. I think we were just trying and get that win, and I think we thought we could get it because of how we played in the 90 minutes, but I think we just tried too much.
What about, we've got a week off because of the FA Cup and then we've got Brighton at home. Yeah. Personally, I feel as though if we don't get anything for Brighton at home, it's all over. Yeah. What do you think?
I agree. I was looking at the table before. It's looking pretty bleak down there. We've got really big games coming up. We've got Man United. We've got all the really big clubs we're facing. And I really thought we were going to try and get the win or the draw today. And it looks like we're not. We've got about 6 really hard games. If we don't win at Brighton, I think it's looking pretty dire, to be honest.
Dean, I'll start with asking you, what do you thought of Ryan Babel? This is obviously his debut today.
Oh yeah, I thought he played brilliantly. Obviously, when he got taken off, I was a bit upset. Thought maybe Schürrle should have got taken off a bit earlier, but he was huffing and puffing. Good performance. A few chances I think he should have put away, but obviously that will come over time. Played pretty well, gelled well with the team so far, but I'd like to see what happens over the next couple of games and just see where he takes on from there.
We had so many chances in that first half to make it 2-0, and the fact that we didn't has cost us, evidently.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a story of our season, really. I mean, we go maybe 1 goal down, get another goal back, put on a lot of pressure, a few chances, and it's just we're not clinical enough. I feel what they need to do is probably bring on another striker, get someone to support Mitrovic a bit more, run him off, and then hopefully we'll get those goals, keep us sort of in the league, because I think that's what we need, really. But yeah, it's not good so far, not good.
Ourselves and Huddersfield are just completely cut adrift. I've kind of written us off. And I know that's been negative, but I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I think it's almost there. I mean, I'm thinking positivity until it's mathematically impossible, but let's see what happens at Brighton. That's all we can say. On to the next one. I mean, before we came here, didn't really expect much. Obviously, the last few home games we played pretty well, but didn't expect much before we get here. But yeah, next few games are really clinical for us. I don't think we're down yet. See what happens over the next couple of weeks with the transfers, see who we can bring in. And yeah, really, next week, you know what, Brighton game, see what happens.
You mentioned the transfers. We've only got about 11 days left and we've only brought in Ryan Babel. Do you expect anyone to come in?
Well, there's sort of slim hope that we can get another fullback in. Gary Cahill's on the cards. Who knows if we can get in another centre midfield like Danny Drinkwater. But realistically, I think we need another fullback, someone to cover Cyrus Christie, because he puts in a lot of effort. I don't think he's being paid in the right position, but someone to cover that.
He keeps getting caught so high up the pitch, Cyrus. He keeps going forward and then Spurs obviously counter and he's out of position, and that's probably what cost us the game.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Cyrus. I don't think he fits our team that well. Yeah, he puts in a lot of effort, but a lot of his runs, a lot of his end balls, so sort of in the second half, all he had to do was pass it back to Neeskens. Couldn't do that, couldn't put in the final ball to Mitrovic. Yeah, I just don't think he's good enough. So he runs hard. He played probably his best game so far for the first 60 minutes, and then it all went downhill from there. But it's what happens.
Spurs are happy. That was very disappointing.
Yeah, it was extremely disappointing. After watching Fulham under Ranieri, he's played a lot of counter-attacking football. I just thought we lost our heads in the last 5 or 6 minutes. I didn't feel there was enough effort from the players that came on for the final 20-25 minutes. It's just a bit utterly disappointing, really. Going for the win when Fulham really need those points. and didn't see the lack of efforts trying to get back, and they kind of lost us the game at the end of it.
I keep asking everyone this, but why didn't we just like cling onto the ball in the last seconds? That's what's going through my mind right now. Why not?
Well, I've looked at the table, looked at the fixture coming up. You know, if we beat the 6 teams around us, we still need the points from somewhere, because if we lose one of those, we need the 3 points somewhere else. And I thought he saw with Ali and Kane and Sissoko out today and Son on international duty, I felt he thought they could have got the win out of them today. But as I've seen throughout the season, we really only get points out of game when Kamara's got someone up front, and when Mitrovic's got someone up front with him. I don't want to mention Kamara because I tell not to mention him, but there's no striker on the bench. You can't stay in the Premier League with one striker playing 90 minutes. Even if you don't cut your nose to spite your face. He's come on the last 4 or 5 games, or started. He's put a lot of effort in. He kind of helped Fulham the last few games of last season to try and get over the line. Just felt when the players that came on stayed, like Cabano, he put a lot of effort in, but it just wasn't that spark Fulham needed to come on, lift the team's spirits. And I felt not having him in the squad, no matter what happens behind the scenes, kind of cut a nose, spite a face, because that effort really wasn't there to come on and spark the game.
Yeah, I think we've seen the last from Kamara. I think.
Yeah, we've seen the last of him, but you know, don't kick players out when you haven't got. You know, it's like when you get rid of a manager, don't get rid of him unless you've got someone to replace him. You're not going to stay up when you've got relying on one player playing 96 minutes every single week to try and dig you out. You just need someone else to help him out. Ryan Babel was that person, but he played the first 60. Maybe, you know, when a player's half fit, you kind of, if you know you're going to bring a player off, I would have thought he would have come on and finished the game, try and finish strong rather than try and start strong. Fulham's problem hasn't been starting strong. We started strong, it's finishing strong. And I felt, if you felt Ryan Babel couldn't play the full 90, he should have come on and helped us see the game out rather than try and get us an upper foot in the first half.
Yeah, and start Sessegnon.
Yeah, well, so definitely start with Sessegnon. He's a brand new player, and yet he doesn't play. Well, he's got what, 2 assists, 2 goals and 5 assists. Probably one of the most creative players apart from Mitrovic. Obviously not favoured by Ranieri at the moment for whatever reason. But you know, I can't answer questions about the manager. But I just feel there was a lack of effort in the last 5 minutes. I felt people are singling out Christie and Seri all season, but I thought for the first 65 minutes, Christie had an amazing game. The corner that we got the goal from came from Christie going right up the pitch and really pressuring their back 5, and then of course Seri. I think one of the first games I've seen where he was literally everywhere on the pitch. He takes him off with 20 minutes to go, and I knew when that happened, a bit like last season when last season in the Premier League, we kept taking players off, we'd lose games. I felt he's trying to be too precautious, and then it kind of lost the flow then. If you look back on the game, as soon as Seri came off, it just kind of fell apart. There wasn't that person box to box.
I'm here with We Off Tottenham Fan TV. We met in August, you won, and now you've won in the last minute. Peak.
Yeah. You got a feel for Fulham after that game, because I thought in the first half especially, you guys could have been at least 2-3-0 up. If you dominated the game. I've never seen us being under the cosh against a team so far down the league. No offence to you guys, but you really gave a performance that first half, and I think you didn't make your chances pay at the end of the day. Ryan Babel looked a real threat. To be fair to him, I think you might have a decent signing there, but you couldn't put away your chances, and we came back to bite you. I thought it was going to go out for a draw in the second half, because everything seemed to be going against Spurs in terms of just the injuries, how things are panning out. But we dug deep. We got the winner at the end of the day. I'm very proud of the boys just getting over the line, because we couldn't avoid to drop points today.
Yeah, it's frustrating. You had no Kane, no Lucas, no Son. Ali went off. So this is a real good chance for us to take advantage of it, and I thought we would at some point. We were 1-0 up, but that's what a top 6 team does. It grinds out results like that, and Pochettino's going to be really happy with that.
Yeah, he's going to be delighted, because as I said, everything seems to be going against us. It didn't look like it was going to be our day at all. And given Arsenal won yesterday, Man United on good form, we can't afford to be dropping points to Fulham here. You guys turned up. You guys were better than you have been, I think, in other games. I don't know if you agree with that. You watch more Fulham than me. Well, yeah, so I think you today actually turned up, and you had a plan. And I thought you really exposed our defence that first half. But, Harry Winks turning up in the last minute with an Nkudu cross who came on for Dele Alli. We haven't seen it in months. Pochettino's got a way of handling the players who don't get involved too much in the squad. And when they're brought in, they can do a job. And Nkudu, you've got to give him so much credit, because he came off the bench today and he put in an absolutely fantastic cross in for Harry Winks to get the last minute winner.
Finally on Spurs, I heard it was a hamstring injury from Dele Alli. So there's some injury worries going into that Champions League game against Borussia Dortmund as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Chelsea on Thursday, the second leg of the Carabao Cup. So that's that. If he's out for that and he's out for one of the legs against Dortmund, it's absolute disaster. We're dropping like flies at the moment. It's absolute joke. I mean, I don't know if it's the medical team's fault. It's just us Spurs being unlucky. But Son, Kane already out. I mean, Son's out in Asia. Lucas is still injured. Wanyama we haven't seen. We just sold Dembele. Sissoko's out for about 2 weeks, and now Dele Alli looks like at least 2 weeks he's going to be out. So Spurs are going to have to really dig deep. Hopefully Lucas can come back as soon as possible. I mean, we've got players, as you saw today. I know even though we have a depleted squad, we've still put out a decent lineup, I thought. You have still got some good players up there. Just the trouble is, when Llorente, he needs a partner. I think he's good if he has a foil off him. I think he did all right today, but I just felt he didn't have enough help from around him. I felt when we had the opportunity to put good balls into him, I thought he won a few headers and he won a few knockdowns. Did a decent job for the team, but I thought Lamela next to him just was a no-show today. Absolute poor performance, and if Ali's out, it's going to be hard to see where the goals are going to come from.
Yeah, it must be really hard for you to be in the top 6, eh?
Yeah. Tough, yeah.
Barble looked good. He was quite good, but Fulham have lost the game by 2-1 thanks to Sergio Rico not holding on to a ball and trying to see out and trying to get a point. He wanted to go for all 3, even though it's an unrealistic target.
Tim Ream.
Sorry?
And Tim Ream for the equaliser.
Yeah, Tim. Yeah, was getting on to Ream. But I just think poor decision making's cost us in that game, and Fulham have 0 points when we had a really chance to get 1. Could have scored more in the second half. And my question to you guys are: who are you looking forward to playing to next season? I really looking forward to Luton away and Portsmouth away because Fulham are going to get relegated this season, which is disappointing. But I don't see us turning it around. I'm sorry for being negative, but it's a big ask. And as long as Cardiff join us down there, then I'm happy. So Championship's a great league. Looking forward to it. We'll go again next season, shall we? I'm resigned to defeat. We'll see you against Brighton for another 1-1 draw. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and you Whites.